What is up, YouTube? It's Die Hard here. And so normally I'd upload this type of video to my TPP 2K channel only, but this is also going on the TPP Frontline channel for the simple fact that near the end of this video you'll understand why. Beforehand, big shout out to Brandon Storm, or Sigma XXIII. I had a match with him a couple of weeks ago, and so this is that match. And I just wanted to kind of share it with you guys. I had fun playing Sigma. That was a lot of fun for me. But so Reckoning, TPP Reckoning happened yesterday. Strike Zone was on Thursday. Frontline was on Wednesday. NGCT was on Tuesday, and on Monday there was the interview with Die Hard. Yeah, it feels so good to finally have that all taken care of, and that's kind of what today's video is about. For those of you that don't know, Reckoning was like that. The episodes that were leading up to Reckoning, like episode 4, Frontline and Strike Zone, those were both finished, and Reckoning was finished as well. They were both finished like a month ago. Unfortunately, I had like this gaping hole in my gas tank on my car, and it was that, and then it ended up being a part of one of the high pressure lines that ended up being my sending unit and my fuel pump, and it just collectively became more and more and more and more car related issues that just took longer and longer and longer to take care of. And so that's kind of why we had to postpone Reckoning as much as we did. Otherwise, you guys would have seen Reckoning, last month. We'd already be into our next, pay-per-view CPV cycle thing. And so I just want to touch base on like NGCT, Frontline, Strike Zone, and Reckoning. So on NGCT, what is it, right? That was the big thing. What was it? Because I was always trying to stay in characters, Die Hard, for the show. But NGCT is just an extension show. It allows those that aren't on the actual roster but are looking to get into TPP, it allows them an opportunity to do so and be seen on YouTube and via live streams. And so you might be going, well, wait a second, didn't you already do? Yeah, we did. It was developmental, except developmental, it lacked certain fundamental features that some of the people didn't have. Namely, I'm not gonna point fingers at that, because that's neither here nor there. That has nothing to do with what NGCT is. Other than that, though, so NGCT, it's like I said, it's an avenue. It's another outlet for people that are looking to get into TPP. It's a place for them to get seen. For those that have submitted their applications and were contacted. Now, just because you submit an application does not mean that you're automatically an NGCT. It still goes based on if I contact you or if I don't contact you. And then Frontline and Strike Zone. Frontline is sorry, I totally had a brain fart there. Frontline is the flagship show of TPP. That's what Frontline is. It's always been the flagship. That's like, when the power plant started, we used the SmackDown Arena, because I always liked the blue. I didn't really like the reds from Raw. So the SmackDown Arena, so Frontline is blue, right? And then Strike Zone's red. So we kind of did our Raw and SmackDown backwards. It's kind of like the old school Raw and SmackDown, where the same wrestlers appeared on the same shows. Like, there is no roster split. Like, a good example, like Jerry Graham. He could appear on Frontline or on Strike Zone. Cerberus could appear on Frontline or Strike Zone, things like that. And anybody, really. I mean, if you haven't watched Reckoning yet, I recommend you go watch it. And I know it seems like it's long. It was 3 hours just for the pay-per-view or the CPV event itself, and then the pre-show was an hour long. And there was a lot of work that went into all the shows. And collectively, I figured this out, okay? We had about 8 hours worth of recorded material, after edits and stuff like that. So we had 8 hours worth of video footage that went onto the YouTube channel, which is all fine and dandy, not a biggie, But then I started thinking further into it, and I thought of how many hours, like how many man hours it was to do like the editing for Reckoning, for Frontline, for Strike Zone, for NGCT, for everything. There was roughly probably about between 80 and 84 hours, man hours, between myself and, doing like the 2 promo packages, the Die Hard Jordan Moore package and the TPP title tournament package, then the matches themselves, commentary, editing, all that good stuff. There's probably about 80 to 84 hours of man hours put in just into editing and, counting commentary. I don't count that as render time or upload time, because surprisingly my 10 megabyte per second connection from Comcast uploaded the 30 gig show of Reckoning to both channels in record setting time. It uploaded Reckoning, I think, to the Frontline channel in a little over 5 hours or 4 hours, 30 gigabytes video file size, which, mind you, Frontline was 10 gigs, Strike Zone was 10 gigs, NGCT was, I think, 8.9, or it was somewhere between 8 and 9 gigs. So, I mean, collectively, everything together, it was a crap ton of space. I mean, it was 30, 40, 50, about 60 some odd, 60 plus gigs that went up onto the YouTube channel, with the exclusion of the TPP Fallout segment that we were going to do. But I was so worn out and so tired that week, or this past week, I was like, man, I don't even want to worry about it. And so we didn't do TPP Fallout. But on the next CPV pay-per-view event, it's going to be the same layout. It's going to be an interview segment of some sort with one of the wrestlers. I don't know if it's going to be Billings or Wes Steele or Miles or Lance Seeley or Tyler Case or McNabb, or maybe even, probably not Graham, but one of those guys will probably be doing an interview with a wrestler or a business associate of TPP, whatever, on that Monday. And that Tuesday will be NGCT, Wednesday will be Frontline, Thursday will be Strike Zone, Friday then will be the Fallout, or it's kind of like a pre-show of the pre-show. It was meant to be expectations, predictions, things like that, kind of like sitting around the round table, just shooting the breeze. That is what that was supposed to be. And then the CPV event will be that Saturday. And as you hear my phone in the background here with its nice loudness. And anyways, yeah, I'm a big Metal Gear Solid fan, which we made reference to that on commentary when during the Damian Gamer Mark Lester match. When you hear it, if you've played the Metal Gear Solid games, you've ever gotten the game over scene, if you let the screen go, it's like where it's almost where you run out of time, it'll say time paradox, and you'll understand it. But anyway, so speaking of the next pay-per-view CPV event, and that's why I said, I know this video is long, but thanks for sticking with me. So, the next pay-per-view, click-per-view event is not named right now, okay? So today is April 27th of 2014. So you guys are going to have until May 4th, May 4th of 2014, next Sunday, to come up with some name ideas. Now, there's going to be a link down in the video description. All you got to do is just click that. You can fill out a form. Just give some name suggestions for CPV pay-per-view events. What we'll do then, after everybody makes their suggestions, we will take the top, we as the TPP guys will take the top, like 5 or 10 or so or something. I don't know. It depends on how many we get. We'll take the top ones and we'll put them into a selectable poll. And then you guys will get to vote on what our next CPV event name is going to be. It doesn't matter how outlandish you think the name should be or how concise. Whatever you think would be a cool CPV pay-per-view name, we'll make an arena, and if you want credited for it, we'll give you credit for it. I mean, of course, we're going to credit you for it. But yeah, so the next CPV pay-per-view event, you guys get to choose the name. And the only reason I'm doing this is, it's fun to interact with you as the viewer, especially when you get to get this kind of input on something. But we're kind of like hitting our heads up against the wall trying to think of names, because we're trying not to burn through old names that we've used before for, CPV events, but there's some that we want to use from past times that we will use them again, like Network Collision, for example. That's kind of like our WrestleMania. That was our really big turning point type pay-per-view thing that we did last year. That was a really good That was a really good event. That one had classic matches on it, and even Urban Warfare last year was great, but I think that Reckoning really set the bar for TPP. I know there was a couple of things that could have been done a little bit better. You know, again, I probably should have just went back in and re-edited certain parts. And I'm already receiving the feedback on Xbox from you guys about Braden winning the hardcore title. I just want you guys to know it's all kayfabe, okay? It's all storyline. It's not, you know. But yeah, so next CPV pay-per-view event, you guys get to be that deciding factor. If you want to call it Die Hard Fun Time with a bunch of jobbers, then submit it as a name. I'll make sure to put that as the top one if you guys submit it. So, you know, things like that. But yeah, I feel so relieved. But looking to the future, you know, because we put in those 80+ man hours just in editing, commentating, stuff like that on Reckoning, and all the stuff that got done, NGCT, Frontline, Strike Zone, the interview thing that I did with myself. You know, I'm just so wore out. So looking to the future, though, this is the big one, right? Everybody was wondering when's the next episode, right? Or will you guys make it past episode X? It's 10. You're just using the Roman numeral. Just put 10 instead of an X. But anyway, so episode 10. Will we make it past that point? Of course we will. We'll make it to like 30 again, and then something will happen. But anyway, so episode 6 and beyond, hopefully, we're going to start the new writing process for episode 6 and beyond, because we're not writing it the way we were before. We're figuring about a month each pay-per-view event is how we're figuring our storylines right now. So depending on how long it takes for completion, that's when it'll all get taken care of. But so I could say this. Hopefully, the next episodes that come out will come out within the next maybe 2 to 3 weeks. I'm hoping for. I'm sure the TPP guys are hoping for as well. They're very eager to work. We're all really eager to work. We've had a lot of downtime with the editing and getting everything done. But yeah, guys. So down below, in the video description, it'll be the first link you see there. It's a link to a form that you can fill out. Give us some suggestions for pay-per-view CPV names, and that's how we'll do it. You know, you guys get to be the voice of our next pay-per-view CPV event. I think that's a pretty cool trade-off, if I don't say so myself. And then, also, big stuff is gonna be going on from episode 6 and beyond. We've got some big plans. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this match I had with Sigma. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. This was when Jerry Graham first cut his hair. So, you know, and if you don't like Jerry Graham's short hair, then I don't know what to tell you, because Jerry Graham, like, he was saying that he couldn't see and his hair was like all gross and all kinds of crazy stuff. So he wanted to cut his hair. You can't hate on him for that. Look at that lung blower power bomb right there. Boom. Oh, he stole Jerry Graham's lion tamer. Gonna tap him out. Oh, Jerry Graham uses resiliency. You know, the thing is, like I said, I had a great match with Sigma here. I loved playing him. Sigma, not Stigma, Sigma. But so if you want to check him out on Xbox, it's Sigma XXIII. But anyways, guys, so I am Die Hard, and I will catch y'all on the flip side and all that good stuff. And yeah, so just keep on the lookout. We'll keep you updated on the Twitter and YouTubes and stuff. Tell you guys what's going on with the newest episodes and all that good stuff. Oh, and I got a copyright strike on my TPP 2K channel because apparently me recording Brock Lesnar pinning Undertaker wasn't good. Anyways, guys, I will catch you later.